Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. And now your host, Kyle Ruff.
So yesterday, I was I was texting Kyle, letting him know I'm not gonna be at the show, but like he said, like, you know, bring the guitar or whatever. I said next week I'll bring the guitar, but you know, it all has to be original songs. I don't want to do any covers because, you know, doing covers is fine, but I don't see us going up and doing Bill Burr rants, you know, at our open mics or anything that. And I texted that to Kyle, and of course my brain goes to, what if that was so disappointing? That's what Steamboat Comedy was a bunch of friends just going up and reciting Bill Burr. It would be so sad. Like, our friends from like outside of Steamboat would come and visit and be like, oh, Reed and Kyle and Jared are part of a comedy group, and they go there and like
it's just all Bill Burr.
The newspapers like interviewing, so like, where'd you want to start this comedy group? It's like, well, you know, fuck it, they have cover bands.
But for what?
You know, and they got like White Snake, you know, fucking tribute band. That's what we are. We're a fucking tribute band. We're tribute comedians to Bill Burr because, you know, he's the fucking greatest.
That was a very good I'm from the Midwest shitty accent.
That's the best we got. We're trying to do Bill Burr.
Hey, that wasn't a bad Bill Burr.
No, it was all right. We should each do like phases of Bill Burr. Like, I'll do like specifically Mandalorian Bill Burr. And you can do...
I'll do ranting at women, Bill Burr.
I'll do the...
You're entitled to a fucking opinion because you got a vagina. But that's fine now because it's fucking 2000. Who gives a shit?
I saw him just in an interview the other day. Some chick comedian came up to him and was like, what about like a chick? Like, could a girl do this or that or something? He's like, dude, I don't know. If you're fucking funny, say some funny shit. No one's going to give anything to you. I don't really give a fuck. All right? Is that a good answer? And he just like walks away. It was so
yeah,
good.
because he's the fucking man.
In a
so
nutshell, like, he doesn't give a shit.
He's like the Chuck Norris of comedy.
He's
Roundhouse
bulletproof.
kicks.
Impossible to be killed.
He's got another fist under his red beard. He doesn't have a chin. It's just another fist.
What's your favorite Chuck Norris joke?
Oh, shit. I haven't thought about those in years.
Oh, real quick. Welcome to the Steamboat Comedy Podcast, everybody.
Cheers.
Cheers. Jared has...
I didn't know we were doing that.
Cheers to 2020.
Cheers to 2020.
Oh, I didn't go and buy champagne tonight. Fuck.
Oh, you got... Oh, it's going to be all gone tomorrow.
I know.
I'll just steal some from work. No, I won't. No one's listening. All right, so...
I mean...
And I am your host for this wrap-up year-end podcast, Kyle Ruff. Joining me to my right, Mr. Jared Morrill. Say hello.
Hello.
And joining me to my left, Mr. Reed Belmonte. Say hello as well.
Hello, everybody.
Also known as Bill Burr.
Nope.
You're supposed to say like a Bill Burr line.
No. I just don't do it on cues, man. No.
Damn it. It's too late. We're moving on to favorite Chuck Norris joke.
Favorite Chuck Norris joke? Shit, dude.
My favorite is...
It's been a minute since I've been on a school bus, dude. Oh, my God.
All right. Chuck Norris destroyed the periodic table because the only element he recognizes is the element of surprise.
God damn. I can't even. Like, oh my God. Like, Jesus Christ.
That's the only one I remember that like stood out as being good. Because there's always like, Chuck Norris went to McDonald's and ordered a Whopper and he got one. You ever heard those? Or like, Chuck Norris slammed a revolving door.
Yeah.
Chuck Norris enjoyed himself on a Delta flight.
What?
Oh, no. I think my buddy said this to me in high school. He's like, Chuck Norris birthed himself. And what I imagined was literally like a grown Chuck Norris in the hospital with his mom being like, all right, we're getting little Chuck out. And then once the new Chuck is born, he dies.
He just disintegrates.
And now he's in the new Chuck body. Chuck Norris never dies.
Well, that's true.
So like it was a bad joke, but this is what I imagined. So it was amazing.
the visual in your mind.
Yeah.
I would picture that as more like a time machine. Like he just went back in time and birthed himself.
There is one like that where like Chuck Norris like roundhouse kicked so fast that he went back in time and kicked himself because only Chuck Norris
Can
roundhouse
sneak
kicks
up
Chuck
on-
Norris.
yeah,
You
right.
know, yeah. Oh my God.
Jesus.
So 2020,
Great.
a year
great
that
year.
even Chuck Norris could barely survive.
I don't know about that. He's how old is he? Like 85 now?
Is he that old?
He's fucking old. I know
Chuck
that.
Norris is probably pretty fucking old.
Yeah, like I don't think people realize how old he is. He's in his 80s.
Is he in his 80s?
Yeah, he's an old motherfucker. But thanks to that Ultimate Gym or whatever the fuck that
Oh,
was,
the Total Gym. No, I had
Oh,
one of those.
yeah, I
the
thought it was
Total
Bowflex.
Gym
That
and a
was
good
yeah, the
diet
Total
of
Gym.
juice.
Yeah, well, of course.
You can
Gotta
be
have the
Chuck
juice.
Norris.
Yes.
No, he's like William Shatner, dude. He just
give me the
doesn't
juice,
age.
Chucky.
Yeah, no, Shatner does not age either.
It-
Those two could like fucking, I don't know, sell me any kind of
Yeah,
vitamin.
what the
and I
fuck?
would
They're
buy it.
both still alive. Is Betty White died, right?
No,
No,
Betty
she's still
White's
alive?
still kicking, dude.
Was she like fucking 106?
She's pushing triple digits.
Yeah, dude. Prince died though.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
I imagine he had a slightly
That wasn't
less...
2020, was it?
No.
Nope.
No.
No.
Surprisingly.
Instead,
It just feels
nope,
like yesterday.
Kobe
man.
Bryant died though.
Who all did we lose this year?
Yeah, shit.
we lost Kobe.
We lost Kobe.
John Prine. Prine?
John Prine.
John
Yes,
Prine,
John
sorry.
Prine passed away. That was I mean, he's a legend and all, but he was like 102.
Well, yeah, but like
Yeah.
John. There's a bunch of people.
Did we? Well, we just lost Sean Connery.
Yep, Shawnee C.
Reed doesn't like.
Who cares?
I fucking care.
I'm a Russian submarine commander. Fuck you. Fuck Sean Connery.
All right.
Next.
Yeah. Who else? Who else do we lose?
Who else did we lose? Chadwick Boseman.
Who's that?
Oh, that's
Oh,
right.
Black
how,
Panther.
how could we forget that
Dude,
we lost
oh,
Chadwick
actually,
Boseman?
speaking of him, did you see
Shit.
the interviews? Like, pretty soon after Black Panther came out, this one interviewer was like, "Oh, what's gonna happen? You know, in a couple years when you're doing this with Black Panther?" And he's like, "I'll be dead." Like
Really?
straight, yeah. He's straight up. Yes, he
No.
straight up was like, "I'll be dead," and they were like, "What? What are you talking about?" He's like, "Oh, I'll be dead." Like just very nonchalant.
Like they thought he was joking, and they're like,
Yeah.
"Haha, good one, Chadwick." Anyways.
Yeah, they're like, okay, so but in 4 years, what's gonna I'm gonna be dead.
Wow.
It was really fucking weird. Honestly.
There was I remember there's a thing he was getting kind of like not exactly shit for, but he went to like a dunk contest and was like super out of it. And everyone's like, "Why is Chadwick Boseman so fucking weird?" Like you could
Re-
see he was kind of like, like
And he was
wobbling a
clearly-
bit, eyes
Wait,
kind
he
of sunken.
died from colon
colon cancer. Yeah. And he
Yeah.
like basically didn't tell anybody that he had it.
Yeah,
either.
no one knew.
Yeah.
I think like the cast of like Marvel and shit knew, but I think
Oh,
past
wow.
that, I don't think anyone really.
Well,
knew.
I saw a post Kevin Hart put on Instagram like we were supposed to do a movie together next year.
Oh fuck,
Like he didn't even know.
that sucks.
That kind of shit. So
Yeah,
it's
his
not
last
like,
his last movie, who's ever in, is coming out like this month, if not next
Yeah, I
month.
saw
And
a
he plays like a
preview of that.
jazz player.
yeah.
It's a little bit more down to earth than Black Panther.
yeah.
A little more not superhero-y.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Less
yeah, dude,
purple
that,
explosions.
that fucking came out of nowhere.
Yeah.
that because that was such a fucking phenomenon, that film.
Yeah,
and,
no
like, what
shit.
he
That
did
thing
and
had its own
everything.
legs.
Yeah.
Holy shit. And not to mention, like, he was real fucking talented. And I do remember, now that you say that, I saw him do an interview with Larry King on YouTube, and Larry King ends a interview with doing these whatever questionnaires,
Mm-hmm.
and he says to him, "What's the least favorite piece of advice you ever got?" And he rolled his eyes. He goes, "YOLO."
That's a fucking good answer.
Yeah, and he's just like, that's like, as in, that's the dumbest shit I've ever heard, because
You only live
YOLO goes
once,
both ways.
dude.
It's like, if you want to, exercise and be healthy, YOLO, you only live once. But it's like, if I want to eat these chicken wings, it's like, YOLO.
YOLO.
And yeah, Chadwick Boseman's just like, no YOLO.
I think
No yellow.
No
Jack
YOLO.
Black called it Carpe Diem for stupid people.
No shit, dude. It's literally what it is.
It's pretty accurate, yeah.
I was playing Cranium with Will and Allie, and that word came up, and I had no idea how to act it out because I had no fucking idea what it meant.
What? Carpe Diem?
Yeah.
Wait, really?
And I was like, oh,
Seize
yeah,
the
that's in
day.
a fucking Christmas song. Yeah.
Right? It's a very specific kind of carp that you can only catch in the
Milk,
diem
yes.
section of the Nile.
Carpe the diem.
Carpe.
Seize the carp.
Seize the
Seize the carp.
That's when you
Seize the carp.
boosh. There you go.
Hell,
Who else died?
Who else died?
Alex Trebek. How did we forget him?
That's right. He was actually part of my bit when I was making fun of Sean Connery.
Dude,
Oh yeah.
Oh man, that
that's
was
a
big
sad
loss.
one, dude.
Yeah, dude.
They
Should just shut down Jeopardy.
Over-
Like, if they try to get another Drew Carey or something to replace that, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna.
I did think it was funny over quarantine when we were betting on Jeopardy.
Yeah.
That
That's how
like
bored we were.
that's how bored we were in like
What?
May. When like right before shit started to open, we were watching Jeopardy and betting on who would win.
Yeah, we do like the college tournaments, and
Yeah.
we just bet on like a horse race who would win. Like as soon as you saw him, like first instinct, you're like, that guy's a fucking dork. He's out.
Oh,
She's
what
kind of hot. She's in.
This woman doesn't care about her physical appearance. She's gonna win.
Yeah, she's in first
Dude.
place already.
You know who died who I thought was dead for fucking years?
Huh.
Little Richard.
What?
I thought he died like a decade ago.
Yeah, dude, I thought he was dead a long time ago. Because who the
Wow.
fuck talks about Little Richard?
Whoa! Look out! Yeah.
Oh, Tutti Frutti.
Oh,
Oh, Rudy.
Ooh, damn.
Eddie Van Hey.
Yes.
Eddie Van Halen.
Yes.
I forgot about
Yeah,
that.
he died of cancer also. Let's-
So some people died,
Well,
and that sucks.
how about a 2020 look back or a look back on 2020 of Steamboat Comedy?
Yes, that
There
is
we
where
go.
I was attempting to
Yeah.
segue.
Sorry.
to.
Yeah. There's just so
What
much to handle.
Well, so we Steamboat Comedy brought in the year at the Chief.
Yes.
Brought in
so,
2020 at the Chef Theater.
Yeah, I guess. Well, that technically
Brought
was-
in brought in the year.
yes. So
Wasn't I mean it was
It wasn't part. It was the last thing of
by
2019.
hours it was yeah, so we shut up, I'm right.
I remember
So,
this
yes.
because I was working up at Ragnar's and you had the night off. Derek was running the show.
Yep.
I remember I was in bed.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, dude, I didn't do anything on New Year's Eve.
Too hungover.
Yeah, I was so fucked up.
So you're like, you know what night I'm gonna go all out? December
night-
30th.
Yeah, no, literally.
Fuck
Oh
you
my-
guys.
Me and-
I'm pre-partying.
And I remember you texted me. You're like, "You coming to the show?" I was like, "No." I was literally right there.
I think
My
we
bed
had
was
a
right
had
there.
a ticket for you, didn't we?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I was like, "I'm not gonna make it."
But yeah, that was a great show though. It was awesome. It was Drew hosted it.
Yeah,
And then it was me and Newland and Andre, Mac and Kendra, Miles, Kaylin, all the usual suspects.
yeah,
It was a great show, man. It was awesome. That's like one of these things we talked about even on the last podcast or two ago is how like we're cutting the line. We're like we were all doing a show, sold out at $20 a head for 150 people.
yeah.
And we've all been doing comedy for like, you
Less
know,
than a
double digit times.
maybe almost a year.
Yeah. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
fucking wild.
And then it went into the late winter, early spring, which before the pandemic hit was the height of her shows.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, we were on a good roll. So, like, going after that into January, try to look at the posters on the wall.
Oh yeah,
So
yeah. Okay, yeah. Desperation. We had one in November, then we had one in February.
yeah. Okay, so we didn't actually have a show in January. It was just New Year's Eve, and then we were kind of all too busy in January.
Yeah. Well, cause that. Yeah.
And then February, we had Desperation Day 2,
Yep.
which was awesome.
Which was
with
fucking
Robbie.
awesome.
And that was the first show that we did 2 nights of. You know, so when was the last show that we did with Corey? The first show we did at Corey
That
at
was-
Schmiggity's. That would have been probably November then?
That was the November show.
Right, because I remember talking with him, and he was like, dude, you guys could do, like, 2 shows in a weekend. And I was
Yeah.
like, I'll give it a shot. And we did. We did that with Robbie when he came out.
Wait, shit. Which one? So was I in the one with Robbie?
Yeah, because there was 2 nights. You
Yeah.
both did one of the nights. You guys,
Oh yeah,
you
that's
guys
okay.
both
That's why I'm getting
opened-
confused because there was 2 nights. Yeah, yeah.
you guys were both first up
Yeah,
each night.
yeah. That's what it was. Okay.
Mhm. I think you did Thursday and you did
Yes,
Friday.
that's exactly how. It
Yep.
happened. Yeah.
And then and those shows were awesome, man. They sold
That
pretty
was-
well. We didn't sell both nights out because
The
it
one-
was 2 shows, but it was
The
close.
one I did was fucking packed.
Yeah. I don't
like
think
that's the biggest crowd I've ever done comedy to
yeah.
by far.
Yeah.
Dude, there was like 100 people,
It was probably damn near.
or maybe not 100, but
I
like
mean, no,
there was
you
a
might-
shit ton of
I
people.
mean, the first one we did at Schmiggity's where we have the picture on the back of our website.
yeah.
That's like a picture
Oh
of
yeah,
the
that's the one I'm
crowd.
talking about.
That was the one in November.
Oh, that was.
Yeah, it was.
Then I'd done Schmigs twice
Okay.
because I was in the.
Okay. Because that was the biggest crowd we've had.
That's the one I'm thinking of. Then yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then Desperation Day, because it was 2 shows, it was a little more spread out, but we still did very well for
Yeah.
both shows, and that was awesome. And then, yeah, we were still rocking our open mics on the schedule we were doing.
Yeah,
I think we were just doing every other week at that point.
No, we were doing once a week.
Were we doing once a week?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. We were
Yeah, because we were hitting
pretty much
at
into
one,
January.
Well,
we
because
did once a
at
week.
one point we were hitting barley once a month, whiskey once a month, and press twice a month. I think.
Yeah.
I think that's
it was.
what the
That's what it
rotation
was because it was. Barley was just basically we just like, hey, we just want to do it the first weekend of the month.
Yeah.
And the press was like, we want to do it whenever you want to do it. And so I was like, well, I think it'll be easier for me to keep up if it's like every other week here.
Yeah.
So rather than just one random week, it's not there. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
So I have two places sell it as like once a month we're doing this, and the other one's like every other week we're doing this. It's just easier for people to follow. And it was awesome, and we were on that great schedule going into March. And everything was all good. Well, that's when Sean Patton came out. We got to hang out with Sean Patton for the first time.
Yep.
Holler.
He
Fun
did.
time.
Dude,
Yeah.
it's
Shout
so
out
funny.
to Sean Patton and Caitlin Cook.
Yeah, I actually was just talking to him on Christmas, and we're gonna try to get him back out soon.
Hell yeah.
Spoiler alert.
I love having them out so
Yeah,
much.
they're such good fucking people.
They're like legitimately good-hearted people.
Yes. I heard, I can't say it on the podcast, but I heard the funniest joke ever from Sean that actually came from Dave Attell via Dave Chappelle
Yeah.
when they were hanging out at Dave Chappelle's house. And it's the funniest joke I've ever heard in my life. I can't say it here.
Yeah. No.
If you come see me in person, you say, Kyle, what's the funniest joke you ever heard in your life? I will tell you.
Oh boy.
I've told you, haven't I? Maybe I haven't.
I don't think so.
Ooh, I'll tell you after the podcast. Remind me.
Yeah.
Oh man.
We were driving back from Denver, and I almost drove the car off the road. I was fucking laughing so hard.
Well, I mean, coming through that
Thinking
line
it
of
was so
people.
So just to spoiler alert, Dave Attell gives no fucks.
Yeah.
at
Dave
all.
Attell doesn't give a shit, and Dave Chappelle thought it was the funniest thing he's ever heard.
Yes.
Fact.
Yes. And yeah, hanging out with those guys was awesome.
By the
But-
way, we're just to throw it out there, we're like twice removed from Dave Chappelle. So
Yeah, no big deal. Yeah, just like, I mean, we're friends with Sypha, who just performed with him not long ago.
yeah.
But I'm skipping ahead. So that's when shit got real, of course, was March. We had all the open mics. Everything was
Yep.
going great.
Everything was going great.
We had another double show we were going to try. But this was a little different because it was the storytelling show on
This is not happening.
Thursday. That this is not happening, which we
Yeah,
got permission.
that's right.
from
I
Marshview.
left right before you guys did that.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
we,
it was like the beginning of March is when you took off.
Yeah.
yeah, we got on the phone permission from Ari to use This Is Not
Which you can,
Happening.
if you
That
go
was
back,
hilarious.
you go back to the end of
If you
what
go back to
episode
the
is that?
The Sean Patton episode.
Yeah, the first one. Yeah, I
it's
guess
like
the only
episode
one.
12 or something.
Is it that early?
15, I don't know.
Wow.
It's in the teens.
We're pushing. We're
Yeah.
almost at episode.
We're almost
50.
at 1,000.
Yeah.
We're almost at 10,000 episodes.
But yeah,
We're so close.
there is, you can hear him on the podcast.
And I made a shitty joke because I misheard what he said.
Yeah.
and I blew it. I
Well,
blew my
whatever.
chance to talk to Ari Shafir.
Yes, sir.
I'll
He's
do it
gonna
again.
beat
someday.
you. Just be like, absolutely not. We're not hanging out.
Yeah, he's gonna be like, "Are you that idiot from the phone call that I definitely clearly remember?"
What, you remember that?
What? Anyways, so we did that Thursday night, which a lot of people came out to, but it was rowdy.
Dude.
And it was hard. I was actually kind of surprised. And I don't want to sound like an asshole. I was surprised how hard it was for some people to tell stories.
Yeah.
The concentrated 5 minutes forces it into your head. Like, I have to have a way of wrapping this up and everything.
Well, nobody did time. I was like, keep it to 5 minutes, and some people told stories that were like 20 minutes long.
No,
it's not as easy.
No,
as
I
people
remember you
think.
said I could go 10.
Okay.
I remember you were like, you can go 10.
Okay.
But you know, it was also a story that I like had down pat and ended up being the best time I ever told it.
Yeah, I mean, you were the highlight of the night that night.
Like that was, I had so much fun that
It
night.
was fun. It
Fuck
was
yeah.
it was a
Dude.
good night, but it was yelling over a crowd of
Well,
drunk people.
That was the thing is
It
like,
wasn't like an intimate poetry session with cigarettes and coffee.
well, no,
No.
that's the thing is I went up like third, and everything was rowdy prior and everything was rowdy after. But I swear to God, my set, like everyone was listening.
Yeah, I mean,
'Cause
it's one of those things, and that's part of getting better at comedy is that you winning over a rough crowd is you got to get something that lands quick
Yeah,
and kind of turns heads, and then capture that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I remember I felt weird because that was like one of those moments where I had control. I was like, oh, I have everyone now.
Yeah.
I'm good. Like, let's go for it.
Yeah.
That was so fun.
Yeah, it was good, man.
I was actually listening to Joe Rogan recently, and he was talking to a guy about performing in L.A. versus performing in New York, where New York is these really tiny personal clubs where it's only, you get your time and that's it. So it's nothing but, like, it's not so much stories. It's just, like, jokes. And after this, one-liners, this, that, to the other thing, because that's all the time you're given. You got to work with it. Where Joe is just like, I don't like doing that because I need a lot of fucking setup. Like, I can't just go in with and the mom was fucking the dead corpse of a daughter joke right off the bat. You got to warm up to that kind of shit.
Yes.
But you know what I mean? Like, it's like with storytelling, you need that base of, like, this is the situation and setting it up where you don't want to bore them, but you still want to treat it like a 5-minute set.
Well,
Right.
so
And
like
just make sure it's going and going and going.
Right.
the best thing I ever heard was Bert Kreischer talks about when he went and talked to an agent, and the agent was like, or maybe a manager, and he was like, give me a joke. And he literally got out like 3 lines of the joke. He goes, shorten that, give me the detail, or fuck the details,
Right.
like give me what I need.
Mhm.
And he like sat there and over the course of like 20 minutes worked this joke down to a 3-minute joke down to like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And he's like, there you go, now you're being funny. What do
Right.
you want to talk about?
Yep. We kind of were getting on that point with talking about Corey David, who was in that show.
Yeah.
When he came on, I don't know if it was it that time or the time before that? We were talking a lot about, like, writing jokes. I think it was the time before that because
When it was just us 3?
He had Bridget and Andy with him.
Yeah.
The second time.
Yeah, it was
Who
just
also came up, all hilarious people.
Yeah, very good people. They were funny. I like
But yeah,
them.
the first time he was talking a lot about, like, jokes. He's like, listen to your bit. If you go 30 seconds without laughter, cut it.
Yeah.
Like, well, no matter what it is.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that was a good show, as for as rowdy as it was. Good turnout for sure. But the next day, we did our show at Schmiggity's because that was supposed to be like the warm up, and the next day would be an actual stand up show.
Yeah.
And it also coincided with
The
day before.
it was quarantine's eve.
Yes. Yeah, the next day we got the word that everything was shutting down.
At 4 p.m. when Alterra decided to just put a message on their website and not even tell their resorts.
Yeah.
Yet.
It was
I told my boss that we were closing.
I told my boss that we were closing also.
Yeah, they were like, let me call you back.
What?
I was in the
Yeah.
grocery store. I get a call that was like, you need to come back to work right now and like fix all of this. I was
Yes.
like, fuck.
I had somebody, one of my people who work for me basically was just on their website, and she was just like, this says we're closing. I was
Yeah.
like, what? No, we're not. Give me that.
So
I got a.
So what
yeah.
I'm getting at, though, is that nobody came to that show.
Yes.
Because obviously this didn't happen out of nowhere in the sense that nobody knew or had any idea that COVID was coming in.
Right.
And
Right.
so that night, that Friday night, I think we sold 19 tickets.
Yeah.
So that hurt.
It does,
Yeah.
but at the same time, a room is a room.
I mean, it was still, don't get me wrong, I had a good time.
Right. That's
But
what I'm saying. A mic is a
Steamboat
mic.
Comedy's financial account did not have a good time,
No, it didn't.
which is not about the money. But it is about we have small bills to pay.
Yay, but it's still an LLC.
Yay. And after I gave those guys money for coming out and gas money and stuff, and like we didn't work out too well. But hey, you live and you learn.
Side note, the exact same thing happened to us with our, I won't say it, company up in Glacier. They sent out a message on Facebook and messaged all of the people that had reservations at the resorts and the hotels. They did a widespread message saying, sorry, your reservations are canceled because we're closing the St. Mary Lodge. And they did that, and we didn't find out until 2 days later.
What?
My
What?
friend Sydney, or maybe it was Doc, sent me a message and said, "Did you see this?" And they're just like, "Sorry, St. Mary's closing for the season." We're like,
Oh.
No."
Actually, I remember-
And all the boots on the ground working at the lodge. I spread it all to everyone. They're just like, "What the fuck is this shit?" And then of course they're like, "Oh yeah,
But by the way.
We're gonna close the lot.
By the way.
Oh my God, that's so fucking weird. The same thing happened to me. That's so
Yeah.
strange.
Well, that's say you got a whole story on it on the Moral of the Story podcast, right?
That's true.
Yeah, you should
So check that
listen
out.
to that episode.
Want to hear more details on those shenanigans?
Yeah, if you want to
the
hear a
story.
real clusterfuck of 2020 of a married couple traveling across the U.S., check out Jared Morrow's Moral of the Story, and it's quite a trip.
Yeah, it's a good story. I actually really enjoyed that episode too.
Thank you.
Yeah, buddy. So that sucked, and then obviously the world ended.
And then we all shut down.
Yes.
Bodies
so
included.
that all happened.
Yes, open mics died. Everything died. In that meantime, I mean, we were doing podcasts. Still.
We were doing podcasts.
We did.
I birthed mine
Yeah.
out of
The
quarantine.
moral of the story was birthed. And the first one was I guess we started recording them way before we put them out. Because I think we were the first one to record one, and then the first episode was Pat when he came in, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember we cataloged a few before we put them out.
Yeah.
But did you do a lot of writing over quarantine?
Yes.
I honestly I was so in a rut that I didn't do as much as I wanted.
I came out strong.
Yeah.
There's probably I should look at my notes. I came out the first 3-4 weeks. I was just writing a shit ton of stuff.
Yeah.
And then then I was like, fuck, I don't have open mic. I don't have to do this.
Right.
Until it came up with Mark and we did a couple of those online ones.
Online mics. That was such a good boost for me.
Yeah.
We didn't do that until May? That's what I was thinking. Yeah, I was such a turd before that. I was like, man, I don't feel like writing and blah, blah, blah. I also was dealing with some relationship BS, which was tough in the COVID, like a lot of people know. And some things. The point is I was just kind of not ever in a mood to be I want to write something funny. I was more in a mood of ugh.
I hear it. I agree with Jared. I didn't have that same drive because it wasn't that ticking clock of I got a show next week. I got to organize this. I got to write this. I
need
this
that
out.
pressure.
Same
The
here.
pressure is what helps.
Yes.
But then I realized that I remember talking to you over quarantine. I was just you doing any writing? You're like, not really. I watched Tiger King.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
There was that whole thing. But I wasn't doing it until I forced myself to. And every morning I woke up, I said, I'm going to regret it a lot if I don't write down material about what's going on Earth right now. But at the same time, I was in that rut where it's just I don't want to try too hard because I don't want to force something to be funny that isn't funny.
Yeah.
So I tried my best to absorb living in suburbia in Lansing. But yeah, it was tough. It was really tough. Played a lot of fucking banjo though.
That's good.
Yeah, played a lot of fucking banjo. And what I was going to
played a lot of Skyrim, which was less productive.
Well, this is something that people don't talk about at these times, but what was your favorite thing about 2020?
Oh, we going to jump into that right now?
Because I'll tell you right now, I've upped my cooking game big time.
Yes, you have.
Since the quarantine in Lansing, being quarantined up at Patrick's in Montana, and here at the beginning of my time being here. Dude, I've gotten some really cool shit down, and that was a lot of fun. And I've really raised the bar.
I agree with that. I think my cooking has been phenomenal in the past 6 to 8 months.
Yes, it has.
Mine has been the same, which is mediocre.
No, you did you did what good humans do. You decided to exercise.
That's true. I'm very fit right now, I guess.
And I drank beer and made lasagna and topped it off with ice cream.
Well, so I got pretty healthy there for a while. You and I were doing yoga and shit. We were playing a bunch of volleyball. I was eating healthy.
That's true.
Oh, that was my favorite part of quarantine.
Volleyball.
At least was
Volleyball, dude.
we bought. One day I was at the thing at that Walmart, and I was looking for something for us to do, and I found a badminton net for $20, and I put up a badminton net, and after 2 games of badminton, we're like, fuck this, and we started playing volleyball on it.
Started playing 2-on-2 volleyball,
which is great because the net is 4 feet tall.
Yeah, so we were
just
fucking
spiking it on each other.
We had to fucking rule it that you couldn't spike on the first.
Yeah.
On the first.
You couldn't just
spike
be
on the
like,
serve.
see ya!
Yeah, right.
Oh,
you couldn't
dude.
spike the serve. There
We
was
were
a
doing it for a
gentleman's
while.
rule for a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
But then everyone would get pissed, and there'd be one that was right on the border of is that too far? And we're gonna let it slide.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
Yeah.
Oh man! And then you guys formed a team. And
Yeah,
you played
we-
all summer.
once-
That's super
well,
cool.
So yeah, once the
That's true.
quarantine started opening, or like loosening, I should say, and like restaurants opened and shit.
When it wasn't just housewives wandering around with cocktails on the streets.
Yeah, no shit, dude. Fuck. No, when fucking Sun Pies opened and shit, and like there was actually bars you could go to. There was a league, a volleyball league.
I thought you were gonna say of extraordinary gentlemen,
Yeah,
which is also true
same thing.
because that's what we are.
Fuck Sean Connery.
I was waiting for that, but
Yeah, but I
Yeah.
remember too that you guys made the team, but I was in South Carolina when it was being brought up, like July
yeah.
when I got COVIDs. What's up? That was part of my 2020.
Oh, mine too.
We'll get there, but yeah, I remember I came back and you're like, oh yeah, we started a volleyball team. Was that July or was that Massachusetts or when I came back from Mass? Either way, I came back from somewhere
Yeah.
and you're just like, yeah, I made a team, and I was like, I wasn't invited, you fuckers. I was like, God damn it, I love volleyball.
But I mean, our team was like,
Actually, it must have been July because Doc was here.
yeah, it was,
Yeah.
and we started to make. I was like, all right, who's in for this volleyball team? And everyone was like, yeah, fucking let's do it, because we would play like on the weekends and
Yeah.
stuff. And I paid for it, which cost $200 to make a volleyball team here.
Jesus Christ.
Steamboat.
Steamboat. They do have very nice nets.
They do have-
The courts are very nice, but
Great view.
great view, great mountains and stuff. But $200 I dropped, and then I was like, all right, guys, who's in on Tuesday? And like everyone was like, ooh, Tuesdays? Ooh, I don't know. And for a minute, I was like, you motherfuckers.
I dropped $200
I dropped
dollars.
$200 goddamn dollars on this. But we figured it out. It was definitely a rotating cast.
Yeah.
And then we ended up getting second, which I was kind of pissed about.
Yeah,
actually.
me too.
But
But
no one lost ahead of you. You were the number one.
Number one
Losers.
losers.
Yep. Yay. No, but it was pretty
Making
awesome.
Steamboat proud, getting that silver.
That's right.
I had a lot of fun
But
playing.
volleyball was probably actually the best part of this year.
Yeah.
We played a shitload of volleyball.
Yeah.
Fuck
And
yeah.
it was great because none of us had jobs. So it's like, oh, who's free? It's like, I am.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I had a job. It was just get paid by the government.
Yeah.
That
I
was
got,
my
I got
job.
paid. I kept being like, I'm getting paid. This is a Steamboat Comedy subsidy from old Donnie Trump.
Yeah.
He was just like, Kyle,
Old
I want you
Don.
to make the best comedy scene podcast in the
You sound
history of
way
the
too weirdly nasally. Like you sound like Dana Carvey doing a Trump impression.
You sound like if Trump was a Smurf.
Yeah.
You
gotta have a little more breath in there.
Everyone knows I'm the bluest. I'm the bluest Smurf of all the Smurfs.
I'm the bluest Smurf there ever was. I'm gonna be the best. I'm the
Gonna be
greatest
huge.
Smurf.
Yes.
I'm the only Smurf that matters.
All other Smurfs.
That's
are
my
fucking
shitty
bullshit.
Trump impression.
It does.
Do you want to hear my Mike Pence impression?
I don't even know what he sounds
What is it?
like.
A fly buzzing?
My mom didn't hug me.
Yes. I'm sad on the inside.
I feel like his hair is made of wax.
His body's made of wax because he's not fucking real, Jared.
He's made. Yeah.
He's a robot.
No, he doesn't have a history. He wasn't born. He just walked out of Yale and he was a
Yes.
politician.
He's like Mitt Romney or something. That just like
He's Mitt
appeared one
Romney
day.
from Indiana.
Yeah.
What? Hey, gays, I can do that. Like, yeah. Fuck him, dude.
Yeah, he's a chode. They're all chodes.
They're all chodes.
Anyways,
What happened? Well, so I got COVID.
so you got COVID. So yeah, where
And
are we
that-
at in the timeline here?
So July.
July.
I got COVID,
Mm-hmm.
and that was
Yeah.
I was just stupid really for 2 days and couldn't taste bacon for a day.
That's true. That's
This
how you
is so
found out.
sad.
That's how I
Right.
found out. Was I literally took a bite of bacon. I was like, I can't taste this.
You're like, I'm gonna kill myself.
well, no, it's funny because I got mad and threw
You're
the.
just like, what? Just like,
I can't taste bacon.
yeah. We're like, Jared, it goes away. Oh.
Gone.
No, like I couldn't taste bacon. I remember I was like, "Fuck, I can't taste this," and I threw the piece of bacon in the trash. And I was like, "Well, I'm still gonna eat it. Like I need to eat food."
Oh.
I remember, yeah, you were like, does this bacon taste weird? And I like took a bite and I was like, no.
Tastes like bacon. I was like, I
Yeah.
can't
And
taste
you were
it.
like, fuck, and you threw it away.
Yeah.
And I was like,
And then I still cooked the bacon. I was like, well, I'm gonna still cook
which I
eggs.
appreciated because I ate a large portion of it.
Yeah, I was like, I'm still gonna eat bacon and eggs.
'Cause I'm a man.
I'm
yeah.
a man. Yeah.
Hell yes.
And COVID gonna stop that cholesterol.
And so after that, after Jared lost his bacon,
Yeah.
let's see. I mean, we basically did nothing until
Well, I got a job finally.
you got a job.
I had to.
I didn't because I didn't have to.
Yeah, once the government extra like the pandemic pay on unemployment was up, I was like, I'll just get more money than they'll pay me from a job, and it'll keep me busy.
Right.
And I was a line cook for a hot second.
Oh, you know what
In a house.
what we're forgetting about
What?
this whole thing is the Comedy in the Park shows.
Well, those started.
not there yet.
those
When did the first one start?
August. Oh wait, no, I lied. The first one was in July. I was supposed to be in it, but I had COVID.
Oh yeah.
The second one was in August.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
You're right.
Yes.
Because I made a
Because
joke about
'cause-
how you couldn't be in it because you had COVID, and everyone's
'cause-
like, ha
well,
ha.
no.
But like inside, I was like, it's true.
Well, no, you said something like because he had blah blah blah.
Don't scare
He had-
them.
Actually had COVID.
Yeah.
Like he really had COVID.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's what I thought. The first one was in
yeah,
July.
you're right.
And then with our friend of the show, Pat Shore.
Shout out.
Shout out to Pat Shore.
Yeah, I remember. I mean, you tell me how that went. I heard it was a good show.
Oh, it was awesome. I
Yeah.
mean, all of them were awesome.
Yeah.
And we so the way we had to set it up, I know we've talked about it before on here, but just go over
Cliff
it again.
notes.
Cliff notes. It was still limited capacity. They told us we could have 63 people
Yeah,
because
on the
they
lawn.
on the lawn because they basically took the city took the square footage and like divided it
Yeah.
and was like, this is what you can have. And we're like, good enough. And there was a bunch of shit. I had to sit in on a couple like city council type meeting things
Yeah.
and like do some red tape, but Jennifer McNeil.
Kyle's sitting in on city government.
Yeah, I was like, you all shouldn't exist. That's why I just screamed it over and over again.
But you're like, no, comedy. Keep it real.
Yeah.
Keep it real.
I was very professional. I had a big sign in the background that said taxation is theft and a bunch of guns. I photoshopped it.
I said, where can I do my fucking comedy show?
Yeah, right?
Trying to do comedy here.
Could take this comedy show out of my cold
I'm a
dead
libertarian, so therefore you technically can't tell me what to
Yeah,
do.
so the rules don't apply to me.
I'm gonna buy
I
this
wish.
building and burn it to the
Yes,
ground.
my city council
With
burned
all
it
my
to the
gold,
ground
yeah.
with my gold stocks.
Yeah.
That were doing well at the time.
Yeah, that's
Those
right.
stocks have since plummeted. But
Anywho.
Yeah, that
shout
was
out to Jennifer McNeil, who is the director over the Botanic Gardens, who helped.
Wait,
make a
what's
lot
the
of this
actual
happen.
name of it?
The
The
Yampa
Yampa
River Botanic Park.
That's what it is. Yeah, I always say it wrong.
Yampa River
I say the
Botanic Park.
I say the Yampa Valley Botanical Gardens.
Yeah, also wrong.
Yeah. It
There's
just-
no gardens in it.
I know, and I don't know why I think there is.
Well, it's because it's a big garden.
That's a big ass garden.
It would make
Gorgeous.
sense. It's
Gorgeous location.
It is a beautiful spot. I mean, and we were talking like after the shows. I was like, "Do you want to just do this again next year, like regardless of the COVID?" And she was
Yeah.
like, "Yes."
Which is awesome.
And it was great because it was a good fundraiser for them. So we just took all the shows were free. We would do 2 seatings, so we'd do back-to-back shows.
Yeah.
What
What was it? 5 and then 7?
We did. It changed for certain ones, but the
Yeah,
first
the
ones were
first one.
5 and then 7.
Yeah. Well, because it was midsummer, it was staying bright for a while.
We were reaching the end of summer and the time change kind of thing. Like
the second one, I remember like we actually needed to use the lights
yes.
for
It got a little chilly.
Got a little chill. Yeah, the sun dropped like real quick.
But
Yeah.
Steamboat's super awesome and has awesome people who are good sports, and they come out and wear coats because they're they live in the fucking Rockies.
Right?
Yeah.
Goddamn straight.
Yeah.
I mean, what do you do after you're done riding? You go sit outside a T-bar and drink a beer and play Schlagen.
Exactly.
And
Like, we're used to it.
even though we had to have like a limited capacity with the garden shows, you know, even though we reached like a max technically, we still had people showing up. It's like, you know, you could just go on the knoll and just you can listen
Yeah.
and everything like that. So it was classic Steamboat, separating those who are poor and those who come early with camp chairs.
Here's Communist Reed at it again. He's like the bourgeoisie on the lawn. The proletariat are out on the outskirts.
If
You-
only
you
Bernie was
literally-
at this
You
show.
literally
Yeah.
just used 2 words that I don't know what they mean.
That's
I'm not kidding. I don't know what either
That's,
of those mean.
I went to school in Massachusetts.
I'll give
Yeah,
you-
which is the #1 in education.
I know.
and somehow here we are.
I graduated
But
with like a 1.7.
that's,
That's a real number. Sandwich was just like, get the fuck out of here.
They were just like, go.
Yeah. Like, I mean, they tweaked my grades, obviously.
Get your
but, like,
tattoos.
yeah.
and then I did.
Yeah.
George Bush was like, no child left behind. And then
Except
Jared
Jared.
graduated high school somehow.
You could do anything you want in high school, but Jared, you can do 8 things.
Yes.
Yeah.
You can do
All-
8 things. It's 8 periods of shop, and that's what you're going to
That's
do. What can get you
exactly
an
what
A.
I did.
I know.
I took every wood shop. I took every music class. I smoked pot in a lot of those music classes.
And you never did math. Or apparently
Yeah,
learned
no,
about
I-
the Communist Manifesto.
I
'cause
literally
that's our
had a
first
deal
teaching.
with my math teacher that was like, give me this grade and I'll sometimes come to class. And he's like, all right.
Yeah, I thought it was fucking hilarious. Didn't you just be like, hey, give me like a D minus? and
Yeah,
I'll
no,
never
I was
be
literally,
here.
I think I was like, give me a D for the year and like, we'll call it even. I was like, I'll show up for tests and stuff. I won't, like, I'll fail them, but like, I'll show up. And he was like, all right. Like, really? He's like, yeah.
It's like,
At a certain point,
number
like,
one in education.
At a certain point, teachers are just humans, dude. I had the same thing when I was a sophomore in high school, and I sucked. I sucked at geometry. Just did not get it.
Yeah.
To the point where halfway through the semester, Mrs. White went to my mom and said, don't worry, we're going to work with Reed and do tutoring at this schedule, and I promise you he'll pass. I ended that class with a fucking D or D minus. And she passed me because she told my mom she would pass me. That is literally it. Otherwise, dude, like, I just didn't see the point.
You're like,
I was
yeah,
like,
there's
I'm never
shapes.
going to
Oh.
use this. The
Like-
degrees and everything. Like, fuck
The
it.
fucking degrees.
Fuck
God.
it. Fuck it, dude.
All kinds of them too. You know, the ones on the wall, Fahrenheit,
The 98.
Yes. Yeah, that band.
that Nick Lachey bullshit boy band.
I could listen to one podcast with Neil deGrasse Tyson and know more than anything I learned in geometry class.
Neil's degrees Tyson's. That's the only degree you need.
Ow.
I just cracked a knuckle. It hurt.
Oh, I thought you said ouch. It was a joke.
like, ouch, that was terrible.
Ouch. Comedy.
No, comedy. Shout out Mark Norman.
That's gonna be our next get. I know that Norman likes to snowboard.
Oh, really?
I've heard that.
Well, Mark, if you're listening, have a board for you. Come out with Sean and Caitlin. We'll have a great time. We'll show you around the
It's
mountain.
gonna be a great time.
It'll be wonderful.
Caitlin told me she's like one of the first times that she met Norman. It was like a show, and he went up to her afterwards and was like, you know, I usually think that musical comedy is dumb, but you're actually pretty good.
Oh yeah, yeah. Apparently, he's just exactly how he is on stage.
Yeah,
in person,
I believe it.
which
yeah.
is hilarious.
He's great on Legion of Skanks. You should watch that.
dude.
But anyways, we're getting sidetracked for the
Yeah, you're gonna have a
10,000th
lot
time,
of
so-
heavy editing. in
dude,
this.
hefty editing in this
Yeah.
one. Like a great big fat person.
So where are we at? Well, so the second show, second comedy in the park.
Second
was
Comedy in the
August.
Park.
In August.
In
And
August.
Was super cool.
Yeah, we were both in that one.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You guys were in the
Oh yeah, because I wore the Average Joe's costume
yes,
for no reason.
for no reason.
Which
Which
I
is
thought was
another great part
awesome.
of our volleyball league is we all dressed up as Average Joe's
yeah,
gym.
because it was a costume contest, and literally there was it wasn't even like, let's see who wins. Like, you guys won.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because we all had Average
It
Joe's.
wasn't even close.
Yeah, there was no
wow,
question.
you all paid money for your costumes. Like, yeah, go
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like,
dude.
go ahead.
Fucking-
There was some people that are like, we're crayons, and they had like red, yellow, green shirts, and they're
Yeah,
like,
like-
shut up. Those are good.
Ours are stitched. Thank
Yeah.
you. That might be all polyester, and I might be sweating my nuts off.
Oh, they were so hot. It was the
Dude,
worst.
oh,
So
my
worth it.
shirt smelled so bad.
But so Comedy in the Park too.
Yeah,
Great time.
Great
Pat
time.
Truer
I ripped
out
on,
again.
I ripped on Craig for 5 minutes. It was
That
fantastic.
was great.
I
That was
did.
a fun
I think I
set.
did my Miss Frizzle joke that time.
Yep.
Where was that? I don't know.
I can't remember. if it
No,
was
that was later. We were working on that joke later.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, I think it was that show because you didn't do it in the third one when you hosted. Did you?
No, I didn't do it in the third one. Yeah, so it must have been
I
the
think
second
you
one. I
did
did
the
the Miss
second one.
Frizzle joke, yeah.
That's pretty good.
Which I need to work on that. I really like that premise.
Yeah.
That was a super fun show. I thought, and I was pissed that I missed the first one. So like I was pumped to
Yeah.
be a part of that. I don't think I really did good on that. Like I did all right, but not where I wanted to do.
You got
But
some laughs.
it was still just a really fun show.
I mean, it's so great. If anyone listening hadn't like seen the pictures from back in the day when that came out, go check it out on our Instagram, or actually the full video of the
Yeah,
shows
I
is
was gonna say,
on
that should be on.
steamboatcomedy.com.
yeah,
But it's the setting at the Botanic Gardens was
so beautiful,
amazing.
so gorgeous. We were like on that little, what would you call that? A pond?
Yeah.
That like little
Like
pond.
a princess reflection pool.
Yeah, kind of.
Yes.
Kind of. It was
It's like where a Disney song gets sung. You know what I mean?
You beat me to it.
But seriously, there was a giant like metal frog and shit. Like, yeah, it was
Mhm.
so cool.
Be making dick jokes with 10-year-olds walking around.
Yeah.
I mean, what?
What? I
Yeah,
made
no
that
shit.
joke in the third show there was a wedding photo going on in the
Oh
background.
yeah, that was hilarious.
And I was just like, yeah, it's a good thing that pictures don't record sound, or else these guys would have dick noises in the back in their wedding photos forever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
One,
Of course, this day, when I'm trying to get photos, there's a comedy show. And the husband's probably just like, oh, this looks like fun.
Yeah, he's like, God, I wish I was over there. It's like, you want to just go watch it for a minute? She's like, what? And he's like, I mean, no, I'm just kidding.
Like, I love you.
I mean, I love you, babe. I'm going to be with you forever.
I love you, babe.
I love you, babe, babe.
Babe! 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 No! Babe!
That's a Hot Rod reference. All
Yep,
right, so
So
moving into Comedy in the Park 3.
Yeah.
Also a great time.
that was September.
That was
Yes.
September, and we had
Early
to move it
September.
earlier in the
It was
day.
3 and 5 because
3
it
and
was
5.
getting dark
Yeah,
real quick.
but it was still we were lucky. We got great weather for all of those shows.
Yeah. 3 beautiful Saturdays.
Yeah, awesome weather. Great turnout again. All of them sold out. So each show between the two is 120 people per, which is awesome.
Yeah.
And everything went smooth. All like the organization was pretty cool. We all just kind of were like, winging it. We built a little stage ourselves and stuff for all those shows. Doc helped out a lot with that. Shout out to Doc.
Big time.
And yeah, it was a great time. And Pat Truer for coming out. Mark Masters came out for the third one.
Yes.
too,
Yeah, that's right.
the last minute.
Shout out Mark.
Yeah,
That was a weird one for me. I hosted that second show and I was so fucking nervous, man.
It was actually fun fact about that show, because you hosted it. We had Pat as the headliner.
Yeah.
That is the first show I've ever done that I wasn't either the host or the headliner.
And you could tell because your second set was just like fucking balls funny, dude.
It was
Yeah,
way
it was
better
just-
than the first one.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
Well, it was a different
everything was
crowd.
timed perfectly. It was a different
Thanks.
crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, but no, the second set I was really happy with that set. It's
Yeah.
probably one of
That's
the
a
best
good
I've
set.
had.
Which
Thanks.
check that out on steamboatcomedy.com.
Yeah, steamboatcomedy.com. That was when I was first busting out the election bit. Vote for COVID. I've got some new wrinkles in it that I really like. I got the recording for the show I just did in Philly, which we'll get to in a minute.
Oh yeah.
And I was really happy with that one. For the most part, I was a little sloppy, but yeah, I got some new wrinkles in that bit that I really like.
Nice. I'm
Um,
excited to hear about that.
but yes, so that was great. That was awesome. Good times. And we also did sprinkle into both of us did some online mics in the meantime
Yeah.
during while all those things were going on. I did an online comedy competition with Scott Curtis from Behind the Bits,
Yep.
who was on one of our previous episodes as
Shout
well.
out.
Shout out to Scott Curtis. We did kind of like a simulcast episode to kind of just talk comedy, which was cool. He's
That's
a cool
pretty
guy.
cool.
And yeah, that was an interesting experience. I mean, just doing comedy online is kind of weird. I know we've talked about this a lot,
Yeah.
but it is just worth noting how goddamn weird
It
it
is
is.
so weird. So weird.
And it's way better now that we're finally just back as of yesterday.
Yeah.
Back
Whoop,
to
whoop.
live person open mics.
Yeah,
which last night was a blast.
Yeah, it was.
Super glad with how well it went.
Yeah, we're getting ahead of ourselves.
We
here,
are.
though.
I'm kind of jumping around here, I guess.
So, I mean, we had mics between end of September to November-ish, I guess.
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah, and I don't know about you guys, but for those a lot of those open mics, they felt really weird.
Oh sure. I mean,
well, a lot of people were still weird about COVID.
Yeah.
Everybody's weird about coming out. You can only have a limited amount of people. Everyone's at an edge because there's rules, and you're trying to do comedy. And yeah, I mean, everyone's just kind of going like, ha,
Yeah.
we're back to normal, right? Like,
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was kind of
that's
Can I
why-
touch this? Am I allowed to touch this?
I
Do
was
I
ho-
need to stand here?
I was
That
trying
kind
to
of
do my best when we were hosting at the press and just be like, we're back at a bar doing comedy. How great is this? And it was like mostly people we know. It was like
Yeah.
kind
Yeah.
of being in a living room.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it was a good way to just jump back into it.
Yeah, we did have a couple of those ones when we first came back, like Halloween, like the night we had the costume contest.
Yeah.
That was a great night.
That was a good night.
But then it was 2 weeks later. Actually, I mean, the next couple after that were pretty sparse.
yeah.
People were,
Well, and then there was the last one right before the county shut down again.
yeah. And
Well,
that was
I should say it didn't happen. There was the plan of the last one,
yeah.
and then you had the COVID.
I had the COVID, so I couldn't go.
and I was gonna host, and Reed showed up. It was just you and me at Whiskey.
Yep.
And that
And-
was it.
Just
Yeah,
us.
and then-
the bartender's boyfriend.
Yeah. and Tay-Tay. Old
And,
Tay-Nay-Nay.
and Taylor. Yep.
I mean, and they were the whiskey company. I mean, bless their hearts. I love them. Shout out to the Newhalls who run that place. They were basically like, look, we're gonna close, but we already told you that we would do this, so we're gonna do it. So they were basically just open that night
for us.
open mic.
Yeah.
And so like no, I'm sure there was no like regulars like coming
Literally-
in.
no, it
literally
was the
one-
eve before that shutdown.
One person showed up, but they were looking for food, and they were like, "Oh, go to Dude and Dance."
Do you want a T-shirt?
Yeah.
Well, because I think like they didn't
Buy my
have,
stickers.
they didn't have, or no, he was looking for like a specific kind of food. They were like, "Oh yeah, go to Dude and Dance."
Do you have tapas?
Like, no, he's like, I think he was just looking for looking for a burger or something. And yeah, Taylor was like, just go over there.
Yeah, go across the street.
Yeah, but that was rough.
Yeah.
That was real rough.
Yeah, and it's
the
I
way
mean
she goes.
the way she goes, man, it sucks, and so that has shut us down again. But we also
They shut down the studio.
shut down the studio. We're missing between those two times though the biggest show
Oh fucking Jesus!
with
yeah.
Sean
the
Penn.
show
Holy
of
shit.
the show of shows.
The
Yeah.
show of shows.
That's
that
right. I
that was
forgot.
like the crown jewel of like what we
How
wanted.
did I,
So
how
in
did I
the-
forget
would
about
like
that?
to keep doing.
I don't know.
Because I'm an idiot.
So I've been talking to Sean Patton and Caitlin Cook about coming back out. I was trying to get them in the first Comedy in the Park show.
Yeah.
And we kept kind of like getting lost, and they were like, we want to come, we want to do a show, let's do it. And I was like, okay, cool, let's do it. When do you want to do it? And then like I wouldn't hear from them for like 3 weeks.
Yeah.
And I was like, and so I was kind of getting worried, and like luckily Pat, like I would hit up Pat and be like, hey, you want to come do another one? He's like,
Yeah.
yeah. I was like, hell yeah,
Fucking
dude.
yeah, dude. I'll
Yeah.
headline a show.
Dude, Pat's such a stud.
I know.
And yeah, but we finally connected with them.
Yeah.
And they were basically, the way it worked out is we kind of helped them. They were traveling to California for a wedding, and they were like, we'll just make a pit stop in Colorado on the way.
Chill and then head out.
Yeah. And so it worked out, and then the hiccups were that the weather was changing.
Yeah.
And the Botanic Park, that was like the only day of the whole damn fucking year that they couldn't do.
Because they had a wedding.
Because they had a wedding.
Yeah.
And so I was like, what are we going to do? So I hit up our friends at the Snow Bowl, who are champions.
Yeah.
And it's a great,
Awesome.
awesome venue for those of you in Steamboat listening. Now, I mean, the bowling is cool and stuff, but they have great food and a whole new
Yeah.
bar and like a
They
great
completely
outside
refurbed that
space that
place.
they just did.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, we got the front lawn out there.
yeah.
It was nice.
And
And
there was a lot leading up to it that I know Kyle and the rest of us were real nervous about, but it ended up turning out as great
Yes.
as I thought, if not better.
Yeah,
than-
I mean,
than
I was-
thought.
to
we
say
were
I
worried
was-
about the noise on the highway.
Yes.
We were worried that the PA system wasn't big enough,
Yep.
and there was all the wind and
Yeah.
like,
rain.
there was a potential that it was going to rain. Oh,
Yeah.
it did rain,
It did rain
For a
that
second
day
in the morning.
for like 30 seconds.
Yeah.
and Kyle had
And-
a heart attack.
And I was shitting my pants all 30 of those seconds. Because, like, I was like, there's no backup plan.
Yeah.
The backup plan is we have to move inside, and 90% of the audience can't come in.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's the backup plan. So I was like, please, Odin, I will sacrifice all of the children. Do not let it rain. And luckily, it
It
rained
held,
for,
it held good.
yeah, dude, it was perfect. I
Held
mean, it
good.
couldn't have been better.
Yeah. Oh, and of course they brought their friend Cypher Sounds.
Oh, yeah, that was a nice little thing. Like, hey, we're going
Very
to bring
famous
our...
in New York.
He's very famous in New York.
He has T-shirts that say it now.
Does he really?
Yeah. Yeah. Who? And
He
I'm
decided
sure
to
if,
take some time away from his leisure home in Vermont
Yeah.
and come out and hang out with
it's
us.
a beautiful house.
It's
It's a beautiful place.
I think he's gonna run for mayor in Vermont.
I hope he does.
He
He'll
should,
win.
because he's like the poster boy for Vermont.
Yeah. He'll watch his Instagram,
Yeah,
people.
yeah. Everything is hashtag Vermont. for
Yeah.
some reason. But Sypha's the man, and like
Sypha
they
was
were just
awesome,
like, hey,
man.
we're gonna tag on our friend Sypha, and I was like, Sypha. And they're like, yeah, do you know him? And I was like, I don't know, it sounds familiar. I Googled it. I was like, oh, yeah, okay. He was the DJ on Chappelle's show.
Yeah.
And he was on, was the Hot 97?
Hot 97, yeah.
For years.
Which is
Which
if,
is a
if,
big deal.
If you're a hip hop fan at all, especially from like late 90s, early 2000s, shit like that, you'll know Hot 97. That was like the hip hop stop.
Yes. Oh, yeah. He's
Straight
like
up.
Cypher Sounds is like friends with Jay-Z and shit.
Yeah, like
he's very famous in New York.
He's very famous in New York.
Very famous in New York.
I know you all are very shocked to see a Puerto Rican in Colorado.
Yeah.
Stay calm.
Dude, yeah, that was such an awesome show, man.
Dude, it's
Jesus
so funny.
Christ, I did not expect that he was so funny.
Dude, he's
It
great.
blew me away.
Yeah.
So funny.
Oh my god.
And then Caitlyn was so great.
Caitlin's the best.
It was funny because when she got up, she's like, like my fingers were cold the whole time. Like,
Yeah, she was
and
really
I-
bummed with her
I was
set.
like,
and I was like, you did
you
great.
fucking killed it. What are you
Yeah.
talking about?
Yeah.
I was like, that was awesome.
Very professional.
Yes.
Yeah, she was awesome, and Sean was. had
Sean, of
his
course, just
typical,
laid waste to the crowd as
Yeah,
he does
just
everywhere.
Christ almighty.
Because he's a fucking murderer and probably one of the top 10 best
We
fucking
we
comedians in
obviously
the world
like
right now.
suck his dick hard on this
I
podcast.
fucking love him.
But dude, it's because he legitimately is like my
He
favorite.
really
He's my
is.
favorite comedian.
he is very good.
Not only does he rip it up on stage, but then afterwards, like he's just such a wholesome, dog-hugging dude.
Oh
He's
my-
a great
He's
guy.
a great guy.
He's a great guy.
They were all like when we were at OTP later that night after the show, and just all three of them, like Sypha was doing his thing in one corner, Caitlyn was doing her thing, Sean was doing his thing, like all separate. They didn't have a weird group mentality. They were just like, we fucking love this. Like
They just chill.
they're
Yeah. I mean, I was just hanging out with them. We were just sitting in the backyard at E3, just fucking bullshit.
kicking it. Yeah, they were just. I don't know why I expected like.
Your roommate made pasta for them for
Yeah,
dinner.
yeah, no shit. No, I
Yeah,
just
they're straight
for
champions.
in my mind, like they're famous, so I thought like there was gonna be a stigma with it, and it blew me away that I was like I was so wrong.
They're just regular people.
They're just
man.
good people.
Yeah.
They're just
They're
people
just
who don't
us.
have savings accounts in Brooklyn, just like us.
They're literally except I chose snowboarding over comedy, whereas they chose comedy over snowboarding. You know what I mean?
Sure.
Like,
Sure. I mean, yeah, they. I mean, that's so much of it is. We're a lot of us are late to the game.
Yeah.
Compared to a lot of them, and that's what I try to like. Whenever I'm like, man, I'm not anywhere close to as good as this guy. I'm like, well, he's got a lot more practice than me.
Yeah.
And it's like as long as I give a shit and keep like putting in the work and like listening to my own sets and stuff, like I'll get there someday.
yeah.
And you can't be impatient because I mean, like, had I done this 10 years ago and I was really good now, I might have better opportunities because I'd be younger. But whatever, I'll have opportunities when
I
I'm
mean,
40 or whatever. It'll be fine.
Yeah.
It'll be fine. But anyways, we're kind of getting lost in the soup again. Those guys are great. That show was awesome.
Yeah.
Also sold out for our space and we
more.
had and more.
People outside the perimeter.
Which
if
is
you
why I'm
will.
so excited that someday we'll like get to do this shit inside again or like
Yeah.
without capacities. Because like if we do a show at the park next year, we can fit 250 people on that fucking lot.
Easy.
Yeah.
And like
Easy.
we probably
We
had
could have like 16 pallets, man.
yeah.
We're gonna have to add pallets to the
It's
stage,
it.
guys.
It's gonna be 12 pallets tall. That stage.
Yeah.
We got 'em
People are
in the
gonna
backyard.
fall off and die.
We'll have them in the backyard. That's
yes.
for sure.
Well,
Like an
yeah.
apocalyptic concert or something. Oh.
We'll
Yeah.
just light the stage
Big
on fire. at the end.
bonfires, yeah.
Sacrifice someone.
Are
But-
you ready for comedy?
After that show, we kept doing mics, and then the shutdown in the county happened
Shutdown happened again.
Second
in
shutdown.
middle of November.
Yeah. And I
And-
actually was in the works. I had another Schmiggity show planned.
Yeah,
And
that
that
well,
fell
so
through.
that's well, I'm trying to think, when did the county shut down? Because you got COVID, and then the house had to get shut down.
Yeah.
We had to quarantine for 2 weeks.
That was beginning of November.
Okay, so like
Beginning, middle of November.
yeah, right after that, the county shut down,
Yep.
and we were fucked out of being humans for a little bit again.
Yep.
Except me.
Because you're essential.
Yes. Well, not only that, but I didn't get COVID.
Oh, that too.
Well, yeah, so I
did
went back
not
to work.
test. I did not test positive for COVID. I did not get any side effects or symptoms of COVID. Apparently, the magic elixir is homemade lasagna and marijuana.
Who knew? Let's just start injecting it.
Listen up, kids. Yeah,
Injecting marijuanas?
injecting lasagna wanna.
Lasagna.
Don't threaten me with a hefty tongue.
Marijuana. No, it doesn't work. But it
But-
was
Yeah.
it was good getting back
Yeah,
after that shutdown, which would be yesterday, and that's kind of where
yeah. I was gonna say we're here now. I mean, what did you think last night's open mic?
I was so happy with it. I thought it went really well.
Yeah, I was so pumped.
I was super pumped.
Like, it was funny too because I didn't have any material really. but at work I like literally took 15 minutes out of like my shift.
It's that pressure, dude.
And I was,
You know?
well, no, like I had this idea pop into my head and I was like, oh, I got to run with this.
Yeah.
Like, so I sat there and just wrote I was like, I don't give a fuck if they get mad right now. Like, I'm writing this joke. And yeah, I had a shit ton of fun last night just because I was free balling a little bit there and I was trying to like just talk to people.
And that's what you can't do on an online mic.
Right.
You know?
Like, it's,
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, going back to that, do you think after doing that online show, you know, doing crowd work is a lot easier because you're a lot more hungry for it?
yes. Well, I wouldn't say it's easier, but I'm definitely more hungry for
You're
it.
definitely more enthusiastically
But, like,
trying it.
Yeah.
Like,
I
no,
don't-
you didn't like my joke. Yeah, that's okay. Fuck you. You know,
well,
you
no,
can't
and that's like
do that on a laptop.
I think that's like what's kind of making comedy for me right now is the fact that I'm being way more loose with it.
Yeah.
Like literally last night I was like, I don't have any fucking material, but I wasn't sweating it hard. Whereas usually I'd be like, I don't have any
Like, what
fucking
am I gonna
material.
do?
Like, what am I gonna do? I was like, I'm gonna go up there and fucking talk.
Yeah, dude.
And I literally just made small dick jokes for like a minute.
Andy and I love it when you're just free balling, making fun of the crowd. Like when oh my fucking God, I had to mention this before the lockdown happened again. We were at press and Joe walked in and you said, Joe Campbell, everybody, give it up for Joe. And he's like, what the fuck? Because he's always low hanging fruit for us.
Yeah.
And he walks in and
She said, it's Fred Durst, everybody.
yeah, and Jared just goes like, everybody, he wears 8 rings on his finger because he's quoting the fingers, cool. And we fucking lost it. You didn't write that.
No, dude.
No,
I
you
just-
were just going with it. And we were just like, oh my God, why doesn't Jared just do this all the time in a Boston accent? And then you'd have everybody just wearing diapers.
Maybe I should just try to crowd work one night doing a fucking Boston accent.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that'd
think
be
you should.
funny.
I've told you before, you need to, that should be your 2021 goal, is adopting your East Coast character and going out Joey Diaz style with no fucking
Listen here,
material,
cocksuckers.
and just going out and just be like, yeah, I want to tell you a fucking story.
I mean, I could do it.
I think
Look
you
at this.
should
You're wearing
incorporate-
jean shorts? Fuck you.
I want to incorporate more voices into my
Yeah,
act.
because you
Please
do
do.
voices very well.
And just free ball it, dude. Keep doing that.
Yeah, I fucking love that shit, man. I don't know, like I've always done voices my whole life. I'm not, Mel Blanc or whatever his name is. He was on Hanna-Barbera and did a bunch
Oh.
of voices, but I really like voice acting and shit, and I love doing voices. I need to put that in my comedy because that's why I love doing the Australian girl joke, because I do an Australian accent.
You fucking did to me.
You fucking did to me, cunt. All right?
You can start by
Alright.
doing a better Bill Burr impression than me.
Yes. I mean, that started when I was born.
Hey.
I didn't have the choice.
He
I'm
was just born a ginger from the East Coast.
I do like the fact that I can do the accent, but I don't have the accent.
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to talk like that all the time.
No.
It's, dude, I'll talk to my family now, and I hear their accents, and I'm like, oh, that sounds horrible.
You guys don't sound like
No,
assholes.
really?
Oh, dude, I love my cousins to death, but like when I was talking to my cousins on Christmas on FaceTime, I was just like, I fucking hate your voice. Just like, because it's like now that I hear it, it sounds.
hate your voice.
It just sounds so overdone now that I don't hear it all
It
the
sounds
time.
like fake almost.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
that's what I was used to. Like
Right.
hearing someone with no accent was fucking weird. But now hearing people with an accent, like my family with that accent, I'm like, I don't talk like that. You're lying.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't-
Right.
I'm from you. You don't do that. I don't do that. You shouldn't do that. Like,
It's like,
Yeah.
are you from New Jersey or are you mocking a New York accent? I
Yeah,
can't
right.
tell.
Yeah.
Like, you want to be like, all right, you can drop. You can just talk normal at any point in time now.
yeah, like
Yeah.
it sounds weird. But if I hear some rando on the street, I'm like, oh, whatever. But my
Yeah.
family, I'm like, I don't know, guys.
Yeah, can't do that anymore.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
Just-
that's
yeah,
a good. That's a good thing to lose is a fucking accent.
Yeah. The only thing
No, it's okay to lose that accent.
The only thing I still
I'll
say,
sound like a Uber till the day I die.
well, no, I still love a Boston accent. For
It's
sure.
the most satisfying accent to swear in.
Oh
Dude,
yeah.
fuck yeah.
Yeah, motherfucker.
Actually, that was like not actually really a Boston accent.
Yeah.
I
Jared, come
fucked up my
on.
own accent. I'm really high right now. So like, it's not firing correctly.
Well, you know what today is?
420.
No, I was gonna say the 1 year anniversary of the night you did too much blocaine to go to a comedy show.
Yes.
Hey.
You know what I'm not gonna do tonight? A bunch of fucking blocaine. Wow, that literally was a year ago. That was a horrible.
Yeah.
It was a great night. It was a great night. Shout out to the homie. He knows who he is. But That was a.
He's listening to going, hey. I got mentioned on the Steamboat Comedy podcast.
Yeah,
so
now
famous.
you're gonna
Oh my
get
god!
famous.
You always so coke to that guy.
No, there was actually no
Mom, listen, I sold coke to this guy.
There was
No,
no.
put down the mirror. You come look at this.
There was actually no transaction that night.
Ma, don't quit cutting out gator tails. Listen to this podcast.
That was just that. It was no transaction.
See, I told you, Ma, I'm as cool as you.
Yeah, right. He's like, shut up and pay for this already.
Yeah. You're gonna pay me for that line, though, right?
Yeah, right. You know the shit ain't free, right?
Yeah. Yeah, that was a thing,
Anyways, it's 2020, but not for long.
but not
That's
for
very
long.
true.
So-
Kyle.
Quick, some plans for 2021.
Well, what are you guys doing tomorrow?
I don't know what we're allowed to do.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm just gonna eat.
Well, I tell you
LSD.
what we're not going to do, which is a bummer, is we're not going to do the Chief Theater.
Yeah.
Which was going to be a thing that we
Supposed to be
do
a
every
thing.
year, unfortunately.
I will not be working at Ragnar's.
Nope. I will be, but not at night, which is good.
Not at
Which is
night.
good.
Which is funny too. I was gonna say another thing I was gonna mention is we went and saw after we did our show with Sean and Sypha and Caitlin. We went down the next night to Denver and saw them do another show,
Oh,
at
yeah.
Ratio, which I forgot the name of on
Yes.
another podcast. Ratio, and Sam Talent was there along with Adam, Kate, and Holland. This is
Yeah.
probably like the best show of the fucking year.
Yeah, which by the way, shout out to those guys.
Those
They're
guys
fucking
are
awesome.
so awesome. But do you know who used to headline the Chief Theater before we did? Sam Talent.
Sam fucking Talent.
No shit.
He did it
Yeah.
for like 6 years in a row,
Oh
Yeah.
damn.
which is funny. I didn't know that. We were like talking about it backstage. I was hanging out with him, and he was like, "Oh, I used to like headline the Chief Theater on New Year's," and I was like, "I headlined it this year."
Yeah, I did it. Did it
I was
last.
like, yeah.
Shoot, look at you,
I was like,
Kyle.
"Neat."
Yeah.
I was like, "We basically had the same career, Sam Talent."
Yeah, I didn't write a book, but
Yeah.
You know.
He's like, "Where's your novel?" And I was like, "I'd take that back."
You know you know who else played the Chief Theater? Hitler.
You know who else drinks water? Hitler.
Just like Trump.
Wait, what? Really?
They're the same person. Anyways, so
plans for 2021.
plans for 2021. Well, we're gonna keep these mics rolling, and hopefully capacity opens up. Now that there's a vaccine, and people will calm their tits a little bit.
Right on.
Tits.
So
Back at the press and
And Steamboat
and
Whiskey.
Steamboat Whiskey
Yeah.
Company.
wonderful.
Every other week, check out those schedules. It's first and third Tuesdays are always at Whiskey Company. Second and fourth are at the press. If you
Yeah.
ever get confused, there's a calendar on the website.
Also on Instagram, Steamboat Comedy.
Mm-hmm.
If y'all are looking for something a little bit more spicy with Steamboat Comedy, Kyle is now introducing musical comedy as
Yeah.
an I next week.
Yes. Well, you're actually good at it. I struggled
No,
through
honestly,
That's
dude.
not
though-
true. Don't say that.
Yeah, he did.
it. I did.
But
wasn't
honestly, no, it made it way fucking funnier.
Yeah, because like half of the jokes, I was like, I can't do this, you guys.
No, dude, that my favorite part of opening my set after you went out. I was like, "Thank you for that 20-minute opener at an open mic."
Yeah. I sat down and it was like 16 minutes or something like
Yeah.
that. And I was like, oh, that took forever. It's because I struggled through that song so hard.
Thanks for
Well-
making us all depressed.
Yeah. So things you need to work on for 2021 is tightening that shit up.
Yeah.
Or if not,
Learning
or,
how to play guitar
I was
like not
gonna
an
s-
asshole.
I was gonna say I could just take over guitar and you could just go take over being Jack Black.
We'll just go be Tenacious Reed again.
Tenacious
Tenacious Reed minus the
I've
covers,
never-
like we talked about.
I've never
you know.
seen Tenacious Reed. I'd love to see.
Only a
Tenacious
few
Reed.
people have.
Yeah. Oh man, that basement.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
That
we
basement.
so,
Our buddy
so-
Craven, who was here last
Yeah.
week, and he saw it. Shout out to Kevin Craven. I don't think he listens, but
Probably not.
yeah, but short story, long.
back in college, Kyle and I for Halloween dressed up as Kyle Gass and Jack Black, and instead of being Tenacious D, we were Tenacious Reed.
Tenacious Reed.
And we opened for our buddy's band at a Halloween party.
Yeah, it was a punk band called Cornbox.
Cornbox,
And
dude.
we opened up for
You know what?
Cornbox, and everybody like couldn't believe that we actually like not only sang them all and did them really, really well, but we like acted them out. Like
We did the
in-between
inward
shit.
singing sketch.
Yeah, just like
'Cause I-
fuck you,
Yeah.
you're fired. I was
And then
like,
right
I quit.
into last week, Reed quit the band.
And everybody just lost it.
Dude, it
like
was
we
so
did
good.
it perfectly.
Well-
I shaved the top of my
Yeah.
head to
Yes. I
look
remember
you saying
bald.
that.
Like, oh, it was so great.
Yeah.
And we haven't reprised it since. But now that we do this, like I said,
It's
it feels weird to go up.
kinda-
And,
Now's the time. That was only.
it feels weird to go up and play Tenacious D.
God,
you
that
know?
was
We-
11
but
years ago. you
We're
know
gonna
that?
have to write some
You
OG
old
songs.
fucks.
Yeah.
write about some other shit.
We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
So
Tenacious
that's
D will write
that's a
again.
goal. That's a goal for
Go for
2021.
2021.
Musical comedy.
Musical comedy is coming. Also, open mics coming back. Also, I'm trying to get on a schedule with our friends at Schmiggity's about doing an actual comedy show
Once a month.
once a month is the plan.
Yeah.
Groovy.
But we're ironing out some details right now, so stay tuned. We'll see how that goes. And then that's the kind of things we'll keep trying to bring in more headliners and things like that, some cool people from out of town.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
And on that note,
All right.
signing off for 2020.
I forgot we were recording video.
Oh, yeah, we have video this whole time.
Sick.
That's
That's
for
the
viewers at home.
yeah. It's the cover. That's the cover
yeah,
photo.
Perfect. All right. Thank you guys so much for listening. Stay tuned. We're really excited for big things coming down the pipe.
Big
2021. We're going to get back to it. We're going to all survive the COVID.
Act like this was just a really weird dream.
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
We were all on heroin the entire year.
Yeah, it's great.
New beginnings, brand new material, throwing out old shit, bringing up new shit, which is always the important part of our art form.
Right.
I'm treating January as no more Midwest dad jokes, no more joking about Billy Kid, because that's just mean. And
Actually, you know
He's
what?
just a kid.
he's just a kid. He's
You know
just
what?
a kid, Kyle. He's
By
just
kid, I
a-
mean asshole.
just
What?
a
I think I'm
silver
gonna
one.
start 2021. I think I'm gonna throw out all my old jokes.
Sure.
Do it.
I think I'm gonna
I
throw out my
am.
jokes completely and start from scratch.
Yeah. Why not? I mean, that's why we got open mics again,
Yeah.
so you can actually practice new
No, I
material.
know. That's what I'm saying. I think I need to throw everything out and just start fresh and have a new outlook on this stuff.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if Kyle does yellow
Alrighty.
pants, we throw a bottle at him.
No, he's allowed to do yellow pants. I want the world to see those pants.
They're great pants. They're the best pants. That
I
joke
could-
killed in Philadelphia, which I want to show you guys that set
Fuck
when we're
yeah.
done here too. I can
Oh,
throw it up
fuck
on the
yeah.
projector.
Hell yeah.
But
Anyways,
thanks so much for watching. Stay tuned for all the news coming up, and we'll see you next time.
later.
Stay safe, stay healthy, have fun.
Yeah, okay, dude.
Rain or shine, it's here to make you laugh. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast. It's the Steamboat Comedy Podcast.